Chapter 8 Guts and Pancakes. "It's a fine letter," Double said. "It's a just plain true letter for sure. But do you think I'll have the guts for the army? Son, you have the guts to do anything. You'd be a wonderful medic. You'd have a great life in California, too, doing music with Pal. You've got plenty of time to sort through it all. Meanwhile, enjoy being 11. Now, I'm out of milk. Grab me a quart from the barn fridge so we can get hopping on these pancakes." By the time I was out to the barn and back, Mom was in the kitchen, dressed for the accountant. She was crying on Double's shoulder. I held up at the door and spied out her spying. Her saying, "But how, Daddy? How could he do that to me?" Did she mean me and my plan to join the army? Or was she talking about my dad? That night I huddled with Bella, Marty, and the pups as I looked over my hero assignment. I tore the letter from my notebook and started over with an essay about a Steelers Hall of Famer, Mean Joe Green. Turns out he was nice when I met him on his autograph line. It was an old-timers' day, a father-son trip. Double took me. I strummed softly until the pups fell asleep. I turned my dad's guitar over to the back. He'd written in blue marker across the belly, "You can strum me sure, you can pick me too, but when you drum me pure, my heart comes through. My heart is a drum." I'd asked Mom what it meant, and I got the usual she had no idea. Even the details of his death were fuzzy. All we knew was that he'd been shot in a firefight. No one knew where he got the Bronze Star for saving Raj. It was 10 weeks after that I was born. Marty was staring at me. He wriggled out of the pack into my lap. Holding him was different than holding the other pups. He needed more protection. His mother had been taken from him, yes. But there was something else about him, too. Something that made me think he was going to be in for a hard time in his life, no matter how long it lasted or how short. Chapter 9 This Dream is Real. Finally, 3 weeks later, was warm enough to eat lunch outside. Pal tuned her guitar. "That fall festival they do in Juliet," she said. "They're opening the microphone to newcomers. We need to get up there. This isn't any school concert where a few dead, tired parents straggle in. They get 1,000+ serious music fans over there." "When is it?" I said. "Next week." "Are you crazy? Playing in front of that many people? We need a month rehearsal. More like 2. Richie Calvo strutted up to us. If I was the biggest kid in the grade, he was the littlest. "Sup, Renz? Heard you got puppies." "Yup. Heard they got Keith blood," he said. "Could be. Save the meanest one for me, Kay." Pal sighed. "You don't have to act like you're the type of boy who wants a mean dog, Richie. Now shoo, Renzo and I have to rehearse." She nudged my knee with hers. "I need to know you're committed. I'm talking about California, the music. This dream is real. No plan B for me. You with me?" she asked. "Of course I'm with you." "I'm not so sure after reading your letter to your dad. Promise we'll do the open mic in the spring then, at the Cinco de Mayo fair." "I swear." "All right then." She strummed and sang, and a crowd gathered. This girl, Loretta Frietas, hummed along off-key. People made fun of her because she was 6 feet tall and because of her smile. Her front tooth was a little chipped. She was known to trip on occasion. I liked that Loretta smiled big even though she had a messed-up tooth. She was cool. By the time I got home, Double had started the fuzz puppets on milk bottles to give poor Bella a break. We had them penned in my room now with a baby gate. "How we doing?" I said. Double put his magic hand to my shoulder, heavier this time. "We lost one," I said. "Bobby, right?" He was the littlest. "I'm sorry, son." Double had wrapped the pup in a towel. The other pups shoved each other to get at the milk bottles, but Marty, he snuggled up to the pup who had died. "Tell you what, Double." "Tell me what?" Double said. "That pig is special." Excuse me. "He's got soul. Know what I mean?" "I do," Double said. I buried Bobby in the orchard. Mom was raking dead wood. When I finished, she gave me her water bottle. She smoothed down my mess of hair. She was almost smiling. "You're looking more and more like him." "Who?" I said. "Him." I was about to ask her how I looked like him and why she was still so mad after all these years, but she turned away and got back to her deadwood. Chapter 10 Give me your hoof. The first day of November, the pups were romping in the kitchen when Mom came in. She'd gone down to the bank to beg for a loan to help us make it through to next year's harvest. "They give you the money?" I said. Mom shook her head. Must these animals roughhouse in my kitchen? That pig, ugh! He'll eat the linoleum off the floor. I want you to feed him double rations. The sooner we fatten him up, the sooner we get rid of him. Will you look at him now, rolling around like a dog? He's copying the other ones, I said. He's not another one, Mom said. He's a pig. I just don't know about anything anymore. A pig puppy? It's ludicrous. Surely we're at the end of the world. The third week of November, Pal put Marty on the barn scale. 42.5, she said. What's slaughter weight? 250. At 250, Mom will start checking the auction schedule. I scooted Marty off the scale, and he wiggled into an epic wrestling match the pups had going on. Pal fiddled with her guitar. I dreamed about her again last night. Your mom? I said. We sang to each other. In color, too. She wore her red dress, yellow flowers in her hair. Sometimes I think she's trying to talk to me from heaven. Isn't that crazy? Nope, I said. I bet she is. Seriously? Yes. Some days I could convince myself that her mom and my dad were still watching, still caring about us. Today wasn't one of those days. But sometimes you have to lie a little to your best friend, and maybe even to yourself, because not lying hurts too much. Mrs. Nikita's closing the salon, Pal said. The bread and butter shutting down too, I hear. Everybody's leaving to look for jobs in the city, I said. California, Wrens. California, I said. It's sunny all the time. We can surf. People will understand us there, Pal said. Understand that we were born to sing, born to play. I threw a tennis ball to the far end of the barn. Maniac Eddie chased it down until a mouse skittered across the crumbly cement. Eddie went for the mouse. To heck with the ball. Almost, Pal said. Wait, I said. Watch. Marty pounced on the ball and brought it to me. I gave him a cookie. Now all the dogs rushed at me. Bella, too. Sit, I said. Bella sat, and Marty copied. Paw, I said. Bella put one up, and Marty put up a hoof. Marty, I said, and he leaned into my leg and wagged his tail. What, boy? Why are you looking at me that way, Marty? If you ever disappeared, that pig would die of heartbreak, Pal said. It felt good, too. The responsibility. He picked me to be the one to keep him safe. For a little while, anyway. Wrens, how are we going to save him? We have time, I said, but really we didn't. Marty would weigh 250 by summer, if not before. He cocked his head, looked, and leaned harder into me. Chapter 11. The Striped Ones. On a sleety December day, Mom led 2 girls and their parents into the barn. Ray attacked the older girls with kisses. How come you got a pig mixed in with your puppies? The younger girl said. Come here, piggy. Marty trotted over and offered his hoof. Mom, can we take the chunky monkey pig home too? I don't think he'd do well in the apartment, Mom said. Lorenzo, which would be the best pup for us? Sure, son, you pick, the dad said. I nodded at Ray, belly up in the older girl's arms. I think he picked you. Those stripes are the cutest, the mom said. Those stripes are quite special, Mom said. We have to charge a premium for the striped ones. I'm sure you understand. Marty watched as they took Ray to the car. He oinked from the gate and squealed very quietly. I guess that's how pigs cry. By mid-January, even crazy little Eddie was adopted, and it was just Belle and Marty. He was as big as she was now. I had never seen Belle so sad. Marty tried to cheer her up with the tricks I taught him. He did a triple rollover, and Bella whimpered. He pounced on his squirrel toy, and brought it to Bella for some tug-of-war. She slumped next to Double on the couch and sighed. Marty dropped his head. I pulled him close and scratched his chest. He thumped his back hoof on the den floor. Is that pig scuffing up my floors again? Mom called from the kitchen. You get that animal out to the bar, Renzo, or we'll be having boiled ham for dinner. Now, Double said, flipping through the wanted ads. Why does she have to be like that? I said to Double. What'd you say about me? Mom yelled. Daddy, what did Renzo say about me? Ben Suarez is looking for a chainsaw, Double said. I can tune up that old Craftsman. We'll get $50 for it. We're not keeping the pig past spring, Lorenzo Ventura. Do you hear me? Double stroked Bella's forehead, but she wouldn't open her eyes. We have to fix this poor girl so she can't have any more pups, Double said. Mom won't let you, I bet. Now what are you saying about me? I followed Double into the kitchen. Mom looked up from her cooking. Mishmash soup had been made from the week's leftovers. It sounded gross, but it actually tasted pretty good. Marty loved it anyway. I have never seen a sadder pair of conspirers, Mom said. I'm taking Bella to get fixed, Double said. You are not, Mom said. It's a heartbreaker for her every time she has a litter, Double said. We don't make hardly any money on those pups anyway by the time we fed them for 10 weeks. We cleared $300 on this last round. Mom said, Where are my Tums? Ugh, this pig sniffing at me all the time. I clucked my tongue and Marty came right over. He sat and gave me a hoof. I swear he'll be learning to bark soon, I said. Did that pig eat my Tums again? Mom said. Marty, I said, woof woof. Bella woof woof woofed and Marty grink grink grinked. Diabolical, Mom said. The apocalypse came and went without anybody telling me. He might be the smartest pup we've ever had, Double said. He's not a pup, Mom said. He did eat them, look. The wrapper's in his shoe pile. Why did we let him steal our shoes anyway? You boys better hope that pig sells for good money. Mom slapped the countertop. Daddy, I know that look. Don't start on me about keeping that crazy-minded pig. Come on, Renzo, let's get Bella out to the truck. Come on, Marty, let's go for a ride. He trotted alongside me. I'll bring you back some Tums, Mamma Mia. Oh, and that'll just make everything right. As the truck pulled out, I looked back at the house and saw Mom in the kitchen window sink. Her lips were moving, but she had no phone to her ear. She was praying, and it made me wonder what for.